There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Prescott now, 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he is out of bounds. But not before he's inside the 30.
That's another Bengals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Prescott to throw it. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Max Williams, his 1st touchdown on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead now up to 14. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 29-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Swift. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On first down, Swift. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
Now the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First down, Miami.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 38.
61, matchbox lights.
Now a give right side. Swift. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. What happened there? Was that just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you're talking about defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be upfield, making plays on every snap. How about his agility there to run that one down?
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Trubisky go into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Looking to throw, Prescott, and that one's complete to Gurley. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 10-yard line.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 46, 46. 3 down. 26.
Now Prescott. And this is caught by Evans. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They go play action here on first down. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. And they worked this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watch the shot.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Throwing on 2nd and long. Trubisky. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Hey, Charlie. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Watch the back.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it, and they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Get him! Get 47! Get him! Go, go!
To throw is Prescott. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Brian Burns in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Kill. 47.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the Bengals on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
59, Henry. Check.
Prescott from the gun. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Trubisky now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
No. Check that. Hey, Foxtrot. Give me that ball.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Fletcher Cox racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The Dolphins on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. Throwing here, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taken in at the 22. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
First down, here's White. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
10 yards there on a Bengal first. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment.
And Gurley here fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
What we got? Mike.
Play action now. Prescott. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Seth Roberts, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Let's get it.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
It's outside. 25. Check 25. Check 25.
Now it's Trubisky. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
But sometimes, Brent, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
A pass there complete to Westbrook. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 38-yard line. Now it's Trubisky. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Mike. Here we go. 36.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And on the stop defensively, Raekwon McMillan.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Check 53's Mike. Man, I got you.
Alert. Hey, 18. Stop.
From the 17, Trubisky. It's caught. Smith. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and they're going to have a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Fourth down. Here's Trubisky. Now Trubisky lost the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals will get the football back.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
Mike's 59.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Touchdown on the keeper.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Tackles.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. He's been terrific so far. And we'll see what he can do on the return. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal, win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, Boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for the Bengals, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Miami, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.